Hello everyone, it's MH Trains here. Welcome back to another broadcast of MH Trains News. Here are the stories that we're on about in this bulletin. We reveal the mystery location that we'll be visiting on Friday the 10th of April. Good news for all Thomas fans as Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor has been released. We recap what happened during the 21st of March West Midlands Day Ranger. Glasgow Central has reopened following the devastating fire. We report on the closure of London Euston over the Easter week. Shocker as we receive 2 Train SimWorld releases in the space of just 4 days. And we reveal more details for the 31st of March Holyhead trip. And welcome back to HQ, where we are back for another broadcast of MH Trains News. Starting us off this week, we've got a shot of a refurbished Voyager behind us, as I'm happy to report we did finally get our first ride on a refurbished cross-country Voyager during the West Midlands Day Ranger that we did on the 21st of March. We did get our first run on a refurbished Voyager, and this, as I just said, it was 2:20.033, and we went for a short 15-minute run down to Stafford from Stoke-on-Trent. And after that, we got a ride on 390.156. Obviously, my baby 390.156 Pride and Prosperity down to Sandwell and Dudley from Stafford. And we did catch a brief glimpse of 2:20.033 again, as it was standing at Wolverhampton waiting to depart for Birmingham New Street, which was its next stop before it proceeded onwards to other cooling points before it reached its destination of Bournemouth. And then we visited loads of other places on the day rover, like Hereford, Worcester, Willenhall, Darleston, Leamington Spa, and Nuneaton. And then, obviously, we've got more stuff coming up in this, including a new announcement of a mystery location for a future train spot, which will be taking place in a few weeks. And some good news for Glaswegians here. We can finally say that Glasgow Central has finally fully reopened following the devastating fire that took place on the 8th of March. Glasgow Central Station was closed in the evening of the 8th of March 2026 following a devastating fire that started in a vape shop on Union Street. The low-level platforms, that's platforms 16 and 17, reopened on the 10th of March following the fire. Then the high-level station partially reopened. Platforms 7 to 15 were brought back into operation on the 18th of March. And earlier this week, on the 25th of March, all platforms have been brought back into operation. This has seen the return of Transpennine Express and Cross Country, which have not operated the station following the partial reopening on March 18th, and they have returned following the full reopening of the station earlier this week. Coming up next, just like SWTR does with SWTR News, we have some disruption in engineering work information here for you. There will be no train services running to and from London Euston this Easter between the 3rd and 8th of April, due to engineering work taking place between Watford Junction and Harrow and Wealdstone. Here's Spot with the Rod to tell us a little bit more about this.
Due to essential engineering works, London Euston will be closed throughout the Easter weekend. No trains will run between Milton Keynes Central and London Euston from Good Friday the 3rd of April until Wednesday the 9th of April. However, TfL have said that London Underground will continue to operate as normal from Euston, but National Rail will not run from Euston. During the period of engineering works, London North Western Railway and Avanti West Coast will be terminating their services at Milton Keynes Central and Rugby. To help with connections to the capital, rail replacement buses are being offered between Milton Keynes Central, Bedford and Potters Bar to connect with other main lines towards alternative London stations such as London St Pancras. Network Rail are urging passengers to check their journey before they travel this Easter weekend because of the significant disruption expected from these engineering works. SWTR, MH Trains News, Buckinghamshire.
More news regarding Train Sim World 6 here for you. Firefly Simulations have debuted the Medway Valley Line, their first route for Train Sim World. A couple of people from the Train Sim World modding scene have joined Dovetail Games to create a new route for Train Sim World. And it was announced in Dovetail Games' Season of Reveals back in December last year that Firefly Simulations' first route for Train Sim World would be the Medway Valley Line from Strood to Tonbridge, along with an updated section of Southeastern High Speed between Gravesend and Rainham. The route released earlier this week on the 26th of March. Unlike other DLCs that I've picked up for Train Sim World 6, I actually did not pick this up on day one, which was Thursday the 26th. I picked it up the next day, which was Friday the 27th. Anyway, if you want to get Medway Valley Line, it's available on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, PC, and Epic Games Store for £29.99. And we do still have one more release for Train Sim World 6 this week, which will be tomorrow. And that release that is releasing tomorrow is none other than the Class 90 from Alan Thompson Simulation. You would know Alan Thompson Simulation from their development of the Manchester Airport commuter route, initially released in July 2025 as one of the final releases in the Train Sim World 5 era, before Train Sim World 6 launched on September 30th, 2025. And I'll be short and snappy with this. For those of you who want to buy that Class 90, it'll be available tomorrow on the 30th of March 2026, and it'll cost £12.99. And as we are incredibly close now, we have more sneak peeks for our first class trip to Holyhead with Finley, which will be taking place in just 2 days' time on the 31st of March. As we did tease when he co-hosted the 31st of January broadcast of MX Trains News with me. Well, as of today, March 29th, we are just 2 days away from this happening. So we will give more details about it in a special broadcast of MX Trains News with Finley coming in the morning on the 31st of March. So I will give you some details now. We will be on an 805 to Holyhead, as obviously they're the only Avanti West Coast trains that can run up to Holyhead at this point with their bi-mode capabilities. We still don't know at the moment whether it'll be 5 coaches all the way to Holyhead or whether it will divide from 10 into 5 at Chester. And we are hoping it is either my first ever rider, 805009, or the units that took us from Holyhead to Stafford in the MH Trains Halloween special last year, which was 805002. Anyway, the units taking us back to Stafford from Holyhead will be the same service that we brought back from Holyhead in the Halloween special, being the 1948 departure from Holyhead to Birmingham New Street. And our northbound service will be the 1623 service to Holyhead, which originated from London Euston. And here we go. Here's another big moment for this broadcast of MX Trains News. We are about to reveal the mystery location that we'll be visiting on April 10th instead of doing MX Trains London Day. As I can confirm, MX Trains London Day will be delayed until at least anywhere between October and August time this year. I did get those months the wrong way around, but to be honest, I don't really care. Anyway, let's get on to what our mystery location will be. So here we go. Let's reveal this mystery location. Drum roll, please. It is a Great Western Railway station. It has 2 platforms. It is on the Riviera line between Exeter St David's and Newton Abbot. I can confirm on April 10th, we will be taking a visit to train spots at Dawlish. And finally, for this week's broadcast of MX Trains News, it's been quite a long one this week. I am very happy to announce that earlier this month, Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor has finally been released. I did pick it up on day one as I was really eager to get my hands on the route as soon as I could. Well, really, it's a game, not a route, because this is completely unrelated to anything Train Sim World, but it was made using the same developers and same material like Unreal Engine and stuff like that, which is used to make Train Sim World. But I do quite like this, as I did really enjoy taking a run out to Farquhar with Thomas the first time I played Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor on launch day, practically as soon as it was ready to play. Anyway, if you want to pick this up, it is out now on PlayStation, Xbox, PC and Epic Games, and will be coming at a later date to Nintendo Switch. Well, it's been quite a long broadcast this week. Anyway, that's it for this week's broadcast of MX Trains News. Stay tuned for our very special broadcast of MX Trains News with Finley on our trip to Holyhead coming later this week. And join us again next time on another broadcast of MX Trains News where we catch up more on rail and public transport. Until the next video though, with MX Trains, remember to like and subscribe.